What's going on, Commanders? UltimatDjz here for another Teaching Trek video, our event guide video, and we're really excited. Man, what a packed calendar. We told you it was going to be busy this month. I had no flipping clue. Scopley, lordy, what a calendar. Let's break it down for you right here. My name is UltimatDjz. I'm your friendly neighborhood cat person, and thank you for watching the video. Be sure to check us out every Wednesday and Sunday for our recordings of our podcast, Talking Trek, available on iTunes, Google, and all the podcast platforms. Everywhere you can find more information at Talking Trek, STFC.com. Now, a couple of announcements for you that I want to give to you real quick here before we dive into our calendars. A couple of quick updates and communications from Live Ops. First of all, the mission to unlock the Enterprise cloaking pack is in fact Vendetta. There is a technical glitch that prevented it from triggering the Enterprise cloak pack in the pack store. This, excuse me, this is going to be fixed in the next couple of days, possibly sooner. They know about it. They're working on it. Should be fixed very quickly, but that is the mission that was supposed to unlock the pack. A lot of you are not seeing it, and that is why. Also, if you take a look here, I'll pop you inside the game here real quick and show you this next one that I've got. For those of you who were curious, I did get a lot of PMs about this event that is coming soon, Balance of Power, and it's coming up here in just a couple more days at the time of taping. We're going to talk about that in the event guide video, but we talked about in the video for Arc Launch that Scopley said that this was going to be the single best paying event of all time. You take a look here at first place, and it is substantial. A few days worth of particles. I don't feel like that's probably the best. I'm looking here at the resources. The resources are just amazing. 150 million trite, 48 million dill, and this is just in token. You come down here and you've got more in raw tritanium, 48 million dill. And this is for Ops 41. Now, there were a few players in the bracket for Ops 34 through 38 where the placeholders got a little bit messed up. There was G4 in like third place and like sixth place, but not in first place. Scopley is aware of that, and those G4 materials will be added to first and second place if you are Ops 34 through 38. So, hey, Ops 34 players getting a little bit of a jump start. You actually have an opportunity to earn G4 uncommon and rare materials. That's coming up here in this Balance of Power event. Also, players were curious about this one as well. Players curious, sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. Players curious about these new dailies. So game design is currently looking at the requirement of higher level hostiles for higher level players for the cloaking mechanic with the big daily for Tetrion radiation. It was written so that it would require a higher cloak that will eventually come through grind, but for now, it's pretty much pay for the bigger cloak if you want to be able to complete the big daily for higher level players. We did successfully see a Legionary take out a level 42, and shout out to Wambulance, who had a D3 take out a level 44. It can be done with your early level cloaks, but higher ones would be harder than that. So Scopley is taking a look at that and seeing if they can find potentially an alternate scoring mechanic there for the higher level players that will allow you to do both of those dailies. However, those dailies were intended with the frequency that they put out. The small one, you can do every single day. Easy peasy. It's one hostile, no level requirement, so you can hit all the way down to level 1 with a level 26 ship. That's going to get you your small daily. All right, but the big daily is it's exactly what it was meant. It's not designed, it wasn't designed for you to be able to do every single day. And I kind of get that. I mean, I understand it's a daily goal, all right? And I guess technically you could try to do every one. I've talked to a few players who say that they do every single daily every single day. That, to me, is okay. That's your option. It's a little bit overkill, but for example, I don't build a building every single day. I just don't. So the big one is designed for the most part to be able to do 6 out of 7 days. It's not designed for you to be able to do every single day. I'm sure a small tweak could fix that, but I don't know if they're going to, because they do say that the frequency with which you complete the big daily was designed as intended. So if you're not going to be able to do it every single day, then let's take a look at our events. Let's line it up with some events that could use cloaking. That way, when you do it, you're going to get paid twice for it. Speaking of which, let's get into when these cloaks are going to help you out the most. Everybody, let's switch back on over into our game, and we'll hop inside our news game center and begin breaking down this amazingly full calendar. Now, before anybody says anything, yes, Super Jesse is making a calendar as we speak, but my gosh, 117 events, folks. That's what we counted. 117 events smack dabbed in, jam-packed into this 20-day arc. So it's taken a little bit of longer time. By the time this video is published, you will see in the video description below a downloadable calendar to Soggy's calendar, okay? We will put it up, and it'll be a downloadable link from my OneDrive account once you are able to watch this video, okay? So you'll see it down there, and you can download it, and you can even look at that as you're following along, because I'm going to read you my method, all right, my analysis of this calendar. And buckle up. It is crazy detailed, it's crazy fast, and there's a lot going on, all right? So let's begin with just a couple of the real simple ones. Completing new missions, of course. That's going for the entire arc. Thankfully, it's not expiring on day 10 because we're going to have very, very busy schedule this month. So all 20 days of the arc, you can go in and be able to complete these missions, all right, that are available up in your event store tab, all right? Now, this is day 1 of the arc was November 9th, okay? That's where we're starting. So, of course, you guys saw Disappearing Act, which we saw last month, and it was challenging. It was even a 48-hour event last month, and then during the Trek or Treat event, we had it as a 24-hour event. Well, that proved to be really, really difficult for players. It's a 72-hour milestone now. Absolutely no problems getting this done with your daily refines. You score by, just like you have in the past, unlocking the cloaking refit if you decide to acquire one this month, and which, by the way, take a look at your Elite Battle Pass, another level 26 core. So even if you had the Romulan Legionary last month, this month you want to do the Klingon D3, you can, and not ever even have to grind those out of your faction store because they are there now. But if you've already got one, cloaking and attacking while cloaked is going to get this thing done for you. And it's a 72-hour SMS running the 9th, 10th, and 11th, all right? Now, this is a busy one. We saw this one also on day 1, Cloak and Dagger, all right? Score by destroying hostiles and earn bonus points by destroying hostiles while cloaked. We do know that some players, Ops 52 plus, are still experiencing some growing pains with their milestones. We have passed that feedback along to Scopley, and they are looking at the effort and the cost involved with the milestones at 52 plus. So we can hopefully see some change maybe here, but the feedback has been sent. But this is happening 6 different times scattered throughout the calendar. We're going to talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. Also, From the Shadows. This is a one-time event. It's designed around doing this research, okay? Now, I got to be honest with you. I did a lot of looking at this tonight. We were in voice. We were on stage here in the Discord, and we were talking about what it's going to take to do this, all right? Completing these new research nodes is going to take 10 levels of research. Well, there's only 7 new nodes, so it's going to be pretty expensive. We did the calculation. 1,100 Tetrion radiation would be required to do this with the new Tetrion research. Well, that is not possible free to play. Folks, I'm here to tell you, From the Shadows is not a free to play event. They did not label it as such, but it will not be done for free. You cannot earn 1,100 Tetrion radiation, at least not apparent to this cute little kitty cat, unless it comes in events, all right? But it's not going to be available for free. You can do it with a prime, one of these 2 primes, the new PvP damage, or officer, prime officers, the new prime officers, which is the one that I was looking at doing. However, we also know we've got a power auction coming up, and primes are worth a lot of power. I personally have decided to forego this event. It breaks my heart, but I am going to skip it because I would rather use my power in the Sela auction that we're going to talk to you about coming up here in just a little bit, all right? So I'm taking a hard pass on that one there. That is From the Shadows. Now, this is going on for a couple of days. We got a couple of other Cloak and Daggers, but I want to bring your attention down here, and we do have some other Armada hunts. We're going to talk about that coming up in a moment, but starting on Wednesday, you're going to see this. This is an Alliance milestone called War Preparation. War Preparation does here say building the sarcophagus. I do believe, if I'm looking at my notes properly, we are going to also see a scoring mechanic for tiering this sarcophagus, but clearly there's been a lot of effort put into territory capture and the Origin space sector this month, so we are going to see some big territory capture wars and events coming up a little bit later in the month. So yes, they're wanting you to try to get ready with your Sarco, your Slothagus, all right? And of course, you can gain power. This is a 48-hour Alliance milestone. Should be simple, easy peasy. Pick up a little bit of power, and you guys will be able to score on this Alliance milestone and get some, hopefully, some decent payouts. Now, this is one of the metas for the month, okay? There's actually multiple different metas. We're going to talk about metas and Scopley seeming to liking using these more and more and more. But a meta is a headliner event, kind of like Heart of Stone was, where it's got sub-events that you have to complete in order to satisfy the milestones of the meta. And there are going to be 2 of them running concurrently. I want to show you Klingon Conquest and Romulan Conquest. Now, what's really, really important about these folks is that just like last month, you have already been sorted. You don't know it. The sorting hat sat on your base, and they either assigned you to the Klingon team or the Romulan team, all right? So that's already happened. You are on one of these teams. It's been predetermined, and you will be participating in one of these metas. The metas are going to have some great prizes, and at the top of the meta is going to be an exclusive avatar, but it is going to be exclusive to the Klingons or to the Romulans, all right? So bear with me a little bit later in the video. If you are assigned to the Klingon team, you will not have an opportunity during this run to get the Romulan avatar. So you hang on to that. Put that in your pocket. We'll come back to it. It's a 72-hour milestone meta by hunting the Romulans, targeting Romulan armadas, and Klingon offensive. These are the names of the 3 events that are going to be required to complete this meta. Same thing down here for Romulan Conquest. Score by finishing Hunt the Klingons, target Klingon armadas, or Romulan offensive solo milestones to complete this meta. And here they are. Klingon Conquest, Romulan Conquest, all right? This is, and the Hunt the Romulans, the Armada. So it looks like a lot of events, but you're actually only getting half of them, okay? Because you're going to get whatever team you've been assigned to. Now, do keep in mind, during the 72-hour solo milestone that you've got right here, you also have a solo leaderboard, all right? Just by grinding on that faction set of hostiles, or damaging Romulan armadas or Klingon armadas. So you've got a leaderboard going on here during the entire time of this meta. But down here are the actual meta milestones. So on day 1 of this meta, you're just going to destroy hostiles, okay? Easy peasy, simple. Destroy the hostiles. On day 2, you're going to destroy the armadas of the target faction. And on day 3, you will have an opportunity to do PvP, or by destroying more hostiles of the targeting or the enemy faction, all right? So that's days 1, 2, and 3 of this meta. This meta will run twice, as we can see, on the 10th through the 12th, and again on the 17th through 19th. We'll come back to that. But on the 10th through the 12th, which is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you're going to have this Conquest meta. Now, if we go back up here to the top, and I'm not going to do a whole lot of bouncing around, you're just going to have to look at the calendar and trust me on this. We do still have Disappearing Act, which is day 2, all right, that is happening here on Wednesday. However, on Thursday, we're going to see not only our Conquest event, which is also going to be an Armada day, but you also are going to finish up day 3 of your Cloak and Dagger, or your second day of Cloak and Dagger, and your third and final day of Disappearing Act, okay? So then on day 3 of Conquest, which is Friday, then we are also going to move down here. We're overlapping now day 3 of the Klingon or Romulan Conquest, and it is going to overlap down here with the first Borg Barrett meta, okay? And again, here's your second meta of the month in Borg Barrett 1. Now, if we come back all the way up here to the top, we are going to see that they, again, have come back with this plan that Borg Barrett can be fully unlocked by completing all recruit Borg Barrett events, as well as finishing the free track of the Battle Pass. So if we come down here back to this meta, we're going to see the first meta, part 1, starting on the 12th and the 13th. That is Friday and Saturday. And it says, again, score by completing Mining Mastery, Borg Battle, Doomsday Battle, and Armada Assault. So let's take a look at these. Day 1, but it's only 2 days. It's a 48-hour solo milestone, so it's going to be jam-packed, all right? We're going to look at Day 1. Day 1, which is Friday, we're going to have Mining Mastery, score points by mining a material, G2 through G5. Interesting, the G2's included in there, but it is level 20 plus. So G2 through G5 on Day 1 and 2. All right, so look at that. Friday and Saturday, you're going to have mining SMSs that are going to contribute to the Borg Barrett meta. Also on Day 1, you're going to go and defeat Borg probes. How about this? Scopley not even telling us about the fact that they added 3 new systems. It was in the patch notes, but it wasn't even told to the content creators, so we couldn't put it in our ARC video. But now 4 times as many systems as before. You've got 4 total level 33 systems, so hopefully that will lay down or reduce some of the terrible lag and the congestion that you guys have had in some of those systems, all right? But that's on Day 1 as well, going and killing those Borg probes. All right, on Day 2, we've got Doomsday Worms, all right, Doomsday Hostiles, that's Day 2. Now, also take a look here. You've got a 20 through 22 solo milestone on Days 1 and 2 just by gaining power. This is only for 20 to 22, but 23 plus are going to have to be doing Armadas, all right? Now, again, this was a point of contention last month where some players who couldn't start Armadas because of their ACC had a little bit more trouble with Heart of Ston. All right, if we take a look here and we are inside STFC.space and we take a look at our Armada Control Center, they solved that problem this month because the Armada Control Center unlocks at Ops 23. All right, so for players who weren't able to start Armadas last month, here is a feedback-driven improvement. All right, you will not have the Armada event if you can't start them. But if you can start them at level 23, you better build that ACC. You've got a 48-hour solo milestone by destroying rare or epic faction or marauder armadas and by spending rare and epic directives. Folks, uncommons will not count here. So hopefully you've been saving those up and very wisely using your gifts even from last month right here, because rares and epics only are going to count, and that is big time. This is going to be your first big hurdle right here, folks, in your path to getting Borg Barrett, rare and epic directives only. It'll be a 48-hour milestone, okay? Then we come back up. That satisfies Borg Barrett Day 1 and 2, okay? Borg Barrett Day 1 and Day 2, there is your meta. All right, that's Friday and Saturday. Now, also, we're going to come up and remind you that we do have Isogen Rush going on, just scattered in. So that's also happening on Friday, which is November 12th. Mining raw Isogen and building and tearing up the Meridian. Earn bonus points for mining using the Meridian. And folks, great news for you. Great news. The mechanic, I have been told, if you guys will remember, almost a year ago, the mechanic of actually docking your Isogen is going to be built back into this event. So, not just mining it now, folks, but you have to bring it home for it to count, giving new life to the players who want to score in this event by hunting Isogen with their Vidars. And it's going to be even easier this year because of the Meridian and its small cargo capacity. You do have a solo milestone and a solo leaderboard running here on this Friday. And remember, you have to dock the Isogen in order to get the points for it, okay? So that's on Friday. Also, if we come all the way down here to the very bottom, we do have ticketed events coming back this month. And here we go on November 12th. Again, Friday, we're going to have 3 ticketed events. Battle stations, just gaining power. Spending ship XP. For the love of God, thank you for giving me an XP event back. And spending officer intel, or that's officer XP, okay? So, yeah, I would not be doing a whole lot of gaining power from research and buildings. We've got other events for that. but we have been dying for a place to spend our XP. Here it is right here on this ticketed event. And I know you guys have got banks and banks and banks of XP because we haven't been able to spend it in a while, okay? So that's a day one event. Also come down here, Strategic Reserves Crystal Miner, mine crystal. All right, you can also tier up some miners there, okay? The Kavort, the Bakor, the North Star, but most of us are probably just going to go mine crystal. That's also on day one. And lastly, on day one, Swarm or Doomsday Hostiles. That's your day one ticketed event, but we have 3 days of ticketed events here on this first run. On day two, we're going to do Separatist Hostiles, the Separatist bosses. All right, we're also going to come up here and we're going to do gas mining on day two. And we're going to come back up here and do more officer XP or spending faction credits on officers. All right, so that'll be a good. And I got to be honest with you, I'm liking this blend of ticketed events. If you've been saving ticketed events, hopefully the ticketed events have some good rewards because so far it's a good variety here. And I would encourage you to consider doing as many of them as you can to get more resources and materials because, folks, we do have more material spend events coming later in the calendar. Day three, mutual aid. Start armadas with normal armada directives. And this one, folks, is going to give you an opportunity to use your uncommon directives this month. But you can also do it with alliance contributions and Alliance Helps. That's your first ticketed event on day three. Then you've got Ore Mining. That'll be your second one. And lastly, Eclipse Hostiles and Eclipse Armadas. All right, so that's going to wrap up your weekend, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday with ticketed events. And of course, on Saturday, you'll have Cosmic Cleanup. On Sunday, you're going to have Swarm Sunday, okay? Then we jump into November 15th, which is a Monday, and we are going to launch our first recruiting Sela event, okay? Recruit Commander Sela Part 1. This is not a meta. This is a solo leaderboard. As you can see here, we will have an accompanying solo milestone for some extra shards there, which is great. But we told you that this one was going to be based on power in our ARC introduction video. It's a 48-hour SLB where you will be able to win a leaderboard to get shards of Sela. All right, gain power through guns, research, and buildings. All right, completing rare and epic away teams assignments and spending trait XP. All right, 3 different ways to score in this event. Actually, yes, 5 if you count buildings and guns and research. And again, remember, we told you that guns have been scaled down, giving more balance to everything here. Trade XP, away teams assignments, research, guns, and buildings are all hopefully going to be decently balanced, so you've got a variety of ways to score in this solo leaderboard and hopefully can put up a good enough score to bring home some Sela shards. All right, so that is going to be on Monday and Tuesday, but it is still a very busy day because what is also happening on these days, well, we've got a Romulan Fury event, okay? Romulan Fury is, and hang on, there was one thing that I should have come back and told you about this because there is these 2 events right here. We were talking about the Borg Barrett events on the 12th and 13th, and then the ticketed events that ran through Sunday. You actually have 2 other events that are going to launch on Sunday. So I'll come back to Sela in a second. Sorry, I'm hopping around. Klingon Betrayal, Romulan Betrayal. You remember when I said at the beginning of the video that if you were assigned to the Klingon team, you could not get the Romulan frame, right? And just like the other way, if you were assigned to the Romulan team, you couldn't get the Klingon frame. Well, here is your chance to flip sides, all right? Here's your chance to flip sides and your first little piece of strategy for this month, all right? Take a look at the 14th and the 15th. This is a 48-hour solo milestone. And what you can do, if you were on the Klingon team, all right, then you can come into this event and actually kill Klingon hostiles and spend Romulan credits on officers. And if you complete this solo milestone, it's going to give you a token. And by claiming that token, it will change your team for the next run of Conquest. All right? This is cool. This is an opportunity for you to get both of the avatars and frames that are in the Conquest milestones that we talked about at the beginning of the video. So if you so chose, and you don't have to, you do not have to, but if you chose to do this, then you will be able to change teams. So when these events come around the first time, you're going to want to take a look at the events and see if the rewards are going to be worth you wanting to change teams, because you'll have a chance to do it here. Kill Klingon hostiles or kill Romulan hostiles. But there is a little bit of strategy here, because this is a 48-hour event for Sunday and Monday. But on Monday, you have a Romulan Fury event to defeat Klingon hostiles. So hear me now, people. If you are going to play in Klingon Betrayal, don't do it on Sunday. Do it on Monday, because you'll satisfy 2 events at once. You'll do this milestone on Monday by killing Klingon hostiles, and you'll also come down here to Romulan Fury and kill Klingon hostiles. You can earn bonus points by using Tomalak as captain, but you will get double paid, all right, for the same effort. Kill Klingon hostiles here, kill Klingon hostiles up here, and that'll do it. Now, if you are going to play in the Romulan Betrayal event, then go ahead and knock it out Sunday if you want. There's no benefit to doubling up on Monday, all right? Now, we do have our Sela event. We talked about that just a few minutes ago. Also, starting on this Monday, you just got done. You just started this Sela event by gaining power, away teams assignments, and trade XP. But also, if you come all the way to the bottom of your calendar, you are going to have a Jellyfish Pursuit running 72 hours alongside the Sela leaderboard. All right, so you're going to be spending materials for the Jellyfish Pursuit if you are going to play in that, and you're going to get the benefit of the power from the research and the buildings and the defense platforms that you are building here, and you're going to get those benefits up here in the Sela auction. All right, so they're kind of hand in hand there. You'll get points for spending the materials in the Jelly auction if you're going to play, and you'll get points for gaining the power from that stuff in the Sela auction. You will also have run number 3 of Cloak and Dagger, and you will begin a 72-hour solo milestone for Disappearing Act. That's the second run that requires you to cloak 500 points over 72 hours, easy peasy. On Tuesday, you are going to begin a 48-hour solo leaderboard and a solo milestone for Armada Hunt, and a 24-hour solo leaderboard and solo milestone for Isogen mining. What a busy Tuesday. So again, you're wrapping up the Sela auction. You're in a Jelly auction. You've got, you're on day 2 of the Disappearing Act. You're on day 1 of an Armada Hunt and day 1 of an Isogen mining event. It's a very busy Tuesday, and you can take a look at it on Super Jesse's calendar if you've downloaded that, all right? Wednesday, the 17th, you are done with Sela. You're wrapping up the Jelly auction, all right? And you're going to begin round 2 of the Klingon or Romulan conquest event, depending on whether or not you changed teams or stayed on the original team, all right? You also have your 4th run of Cloak and Dagger, which is just the hostile hunt, and you're wrapping up your Armada Hunt 48-hour solo leaderboard and solo milestone. So we come back into Conquest, and we're doing the same thing again. On day 1, we're hunting hostiles. Day 2, we're damaging those armadas. On day 3, we're doing PvP or more PvE, and that's a 3-day Conquest. Back up here to the Romulan Klingon Conquest. And that will give you the opportunity to earn the other side's avatar, all right? That's lasting on the 17th, 18th, and 19th. That's a 72-hour, again, your meta event. On Thursday, the 18th, thankfully, a little bit of a break. You're just going into another Isogen Rush, a 24-hour Isogen Rush. Let's see if we can find it. Where was it? Here we go. A 24-hour Isogen Rush solo milestone and solo leaderboard. It's going to be your 3rd one here on the 18th. That's a Thursday, and that's it. All right, so you're going to be doing Conquest. You got Isogen mining. Take a deep breath, because starting on Friday, you're going to be wrapping up your Conquest by killing more hostiles, but you are also going to come down here and you are going to start Borg Barrett Part 2. All right, this is a very complicated calendar, folks, okay? A very complicated calendar. I get it. I understand. It is complicated, but I kind of like the complexity, and I like that we're going to be paid for a lot of stuff. Recruiting Borg Barrett Part 2. All right, another 48-hour meta starting on a Friday, all right? Except this time it's the 19th, so we come down here. By the way, this is just a silly little thing, a Borg horror frame. This is just a side-off little event, gain power. Don't know what this is going to look like. It's a solo leaderboard, 48 hours to get what they call a cool little, they actually say that this frame is animated, I think is what they told us. So not sure what's going to go, but it's just a little one-off event right there, okay? But going into Borg Barrett Part 2. Now notice in Part 1, we did not have any resource spend. Well, now we do, all right? We have to complete the following events: Officer Promotion, Swarm Battle, Eclipse Battle, and Resource Deployment. You remember that one? This is a 48-hour milestone. So on day 1, Officer Promotion, spend faction credits and Officer Intel. Thank God. Officer XP. Finally a chance to spend that. That one should be easy, all right? Days 1 and 2, all right? Day 1 also Swarm Hostiles. Day 2, Eclipse Hostiles, all right? Then we come to Resource Deployment, a 48-hour solo milestone by spending G3 or higher materials, or again, rare and epic Armada directives, all right? That is coming into play on a 48-hour solo milestone here for Borg Barrett, all right? And that is going to be your second run of Borg Barrett Part 2. Friday, again, you got more tickets. I'm not going to go into all of them down here, but you've got more ticketed events on Friday, 3 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday. Also on Saturday, you're getting another 24-hour solo milestone / solo leaderboard for Isogen Rush. Cosmic Cleanup is going to happen that day. And then on Sunday, again, your normal Swarm Sunday, along with 3 more ticketed events. And Monday, it gets right back into it again. Come on back over here to Recruit Sela Part 2. Now, here's what's different about this one. Why is this its own event? It's a 48-hour, again, solo leaderboard. You are also going to have another paired solo milestone, but there's an added mechanic. We already know about the power. We know about the rare and epic away teams assignments. We know about trade XP. And now, defeating hostiles while cloaked and defeating hostiles with Tomalak as captain. Folks, this is introducing into one of these auction-style leaderboards a grinding mechanic. Now, I do not expect this to be a huge part of the scoring. It's probably going to be a tiebreaker. But for those of you who are out there who just want to grind thousands upon thousands of hostiles, you will have an opportunity to grind out a piece of this event right here, all right? So if you are somewhat limited on the materials that you can spend, or if you feel like that you could come in very close and you need that leading edge to try to edge up 1 or 2 spots on your leaderboard, then get ready to grind your little Romulan butts off that day. You'll have an opportunity to go out and grind hostiles for participation in a solo leaderboard. And I think that should be very, very loudly praised, that even it might be small, but there is a grinder's element to scoring in this epic officer event, all right? So I think people should be very, very happy about that. Also, starting on November 22nd, you got another 72-hour disappearing act, which is your cloaking. And guess what? You're cloaking here, so you're going to automatically get points. If you're doing disappearing act, then you're going to automatically get points in the Sela event. That's awesome. You've got also day 5 of the 24-hour cloak and dagger. And we have our first jellyfish brawl of the entire month. All right, where is it? Right here. Jellyfish Brawl on the 22nd. It is a 24-hour SMS, and another one right after it on Tuesday, okay? So we're in the middle of Disappearing Act. We've got the Jellyfish Brawl, and we're beginning a 48-hour solo leaderboard / solo milestone for Armada Hunt. And again, we come back up here to Sela. All right, and we're going to see, does Sela have anything to do with Armadas? She doesn't, all right? So you've got Armada Hunt going on Tuesday the 23rd that is different from the Sela event. And we also have right here a separate, almost like that Borg horror frame we were talking about, the Tal Shiar Trials, just a one-off event, 1 day, 24-hour solo milestone, completing away teams assignments, and that is running alongside Sela. It's kind of like a gimme. You do this event, you will score points in the Sela auction. You do the other event for grinding hostiles with cloaks, disappearing act, you're going to get points in the Sela event, okay? So there's a couple of things that feed into other events, and I think that's pretty well designed. On Wednesday the 24th, you're wrapping up disappearing act, your 6th and final cloak and dagger day, and you're wrapping up Armada Hunt. All right. Now, before I move into Thanksgiving, I do want to point out the one thing that I did skip, and we just talked about it down here with Jelly Brawl. We also have Para Wednesday, if you will, okay? The Parabellum event is going to run every single Wednesday, the 10th, 17th, and 24th. You're going to get 3 of them. So, folks, definitely a busy calendar, but very well-paying events. 5 Jelly Brawl and Parabellum total events where we've had 5 before, but the last few months it's been 1, 2, or 3. We got 5 of them this month, okay? So pretty excited about that. Every single Wednesday during the arc, you get a Parabellum. Now, Thursday the 25th, let's break into Thanksgiving, all right? Right here, Thursday the 25th, level 10 plus Alliance milestone. This is meant for everybody. Giving thanks for your team, having a little bit of fun, and it is another meta. All right, another meta. Score by completing the following events: Alliance Contribution, Alliance Hostile Hunt, and Alliance Armada Hunt, or Show of Strength, depending on your ops level, okay? So let's take a look at these. You got a 48-hour milestone here for helps. You got a 48-hour milestone here for hostiles. You got a 48-hour milestone here. Oh, that's Borg Barrett. Right here, Show of Strength. 48-hour milestone for more hostiles, and then 48-hour milestone for armadas, all right? This is just a simple, easy-peasy solo milestone meta for the Thanksgiving Day event, and everybody should be able to take home some decent prizes there, okay? But while that's all running, you've got more ticketed events, 3 per day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and of course your Cosmic Cleanup happening on each of the Saturdays, and all that is happening, and then your Swarm Sunday on the 28th. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Can you believe it? That will be it. The end of the arc on the 28th, which is a Sunday. And good golly, Miss Molly, what a giant packed calendar it has been. All right. If you have questions, you can let us know about that. But this is the best that we could do with your event guide. There is so much to work together with that intertwines with different events that are happening at the same time. But I will point out, oh, by the way, yeah, Borg Barrett Part 3. Did I mention that? God, see, I don't even know. Right here, the 26th and 27th, while you're running your Thanksgiving Day event, you do have Borg Barrett Weekend 3, and all 3 weekends are required, folks. You're going to have more mining mastery, more Borg drone hunting, more doomsday worms, and more resource deployment that's spending your materials. Now, one interesting thing to note about this calendar, Borg Barrett is running 3 weekends. They gave you the first weekend off of spending materials, giving you a chance to do some of these other events and bank up some materials and resources and so forth, so that on weekends 2 and 3, you will then have to spend those materials to finish the Borg Barrett, and hopefully at that point in the weekend, you will have him completely unlocked. All right? Whew! Crazy calendar. Folks, if you have questions, shoot them over to me in a PM or leave them in the video or the comment section below this video. Don't forget, we will have a downloadable link to Super Jesse's calendar. It's amazing. You should be sure and thank him on Discord. You can find him on our Discord, and you can link to that at TalkingTrekSTFC.com. All these events tying together an extremely busy calendar. Players did say that October was a little bit light on the events. Scopley said, "We got you, boss." We got you. Here is the busiest calendar of the year, hands down, no questions asked. 118 events. Commanders, have a wonderful November. Have a great Duality Part 2. And get ready to just be busy little Klingons and Romulans out there. My name is UltimatDjz, reminding you to please subscribe to our channel. Click on the bell so you know when we do more videos and more content related to Star Trek Fleet Command. Give us a big on like and click that thumbs up button and share with your team. All right, please be sure to do that. Also, don't forget, coming up, if you're watching this on Wednesday, coming up here in just a little bit, we're going to be doing our big drawing. Also coming soon, our 5K match for 5K subs. You guys got us there. We're giving away 5,000 materials to some lucky players. So that's coming up very, very soon too. Click on that bell so you know when we're doing videos and you'll know when we're giving stuff away. My name is UltimatDjz. I'm your friendly neighborhood cat person saying meow for now. Love ya, mean it. Yeah, meow. We'll catch you on the next one. See you later, everybody. Good night. Bye-bye. Meow.